Good morning, everyone. I'm Bondar JR, also known as the Silver Wolf, also simply known most days as Ron. Sorry about that. Eyes still kind of acting up. Plus, it doesn't help that the little bit of sun we have today is shining in it. But we're here to stream some Eve Online today. So I have not even opened Eve yet. So let me get that done. Because it's probably got an update. What else is new? What else is new? Yeah, it does have an update. So, Booga, good to see you. Jerry Can, good to see you. Appreciate you guys. I was actually sitting on Autonomous's stream while I was getting a shower and everything else, trying to lend him some viewership. Lurking. I've chewed my fingers down to the bone on two of them, so I've had to get to the extreme measure of covering them with bandages, keep me from chewing on them. So we'll see how that works out. It usually works, but disgusting habit. Lego, what's up? Good to see you. Nazar, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys. I'm getting Eve started up here. Unfortunately, we'll have to see how many times I'll have to start it before it really starts. So how is everyone this fine Tuesday night / Wednesday morning? Wednesday morning for me, Tuesday night for all of you guys. And it did not start. Failed to connect, which is what I'm having happen every single time now. I think I'm going to uninstall Eve this, probably not this weekend because I'll be away, but I think I'm going to uninstall Eve and reinstall it here one day in the near future. I probably haven't uninstalled it in a couple years, so probably wouldn't hurt. Probably wouldn't hurt. Lego, you got to let me know what day you want to do ARC this week, if you're available. We have not done ARC in a while, so I want to make sure we get that covered. All right. So there's our gift there. Let me open up the other account. Oh, let me start the music too. Poor guys. Poor guys. That's why most of you come here. It's not to hear my melodious voice, but to hear the awesome 80s and 90s music. Either one of the next 2 days is fine. Not sure what we're doing in ARC at the moment. I am not either. But Jerry Can, I know, has probably bred every single dinosaur on the island. So yeah. Still rock and roll to me. Billy Joel. Yeah, the bandages are not cooperating. I don't know why. We'll see how that works out. Once again, so here's my error message. This is the error message I get every single time I try to connect Eve. I hit OK. Leaves me on this screen. I hit connect again, and it usually connects the second time.
Connecting.
Yep. So yeah. So I don't know why, but really frustrating. It does it for both of my accounts now. It used to only do it for one. Now it's doing it for both. So it's definitely kind of a deterioration thing. But I will try a reinstall, see if that makes a difference. But that's especially here with my less than stellar internet connection, that'll probably take a little while. So Lego, you want to do tomorrow? We can do tomorrow. We'll shoot for arc tomorrow. That way, if something happens, we don't miss it. We haven't played it in a couple weeks, so. Alright. So, Falstaff. Ooh. Oh, I'm on Kragan. So, yeah, might help. Kragan's got one more day. Falstaff has done his dailies for the month. But no reason to turn him down, right? No reason to turn him down. If anybody wants LP, let me know. I'm going to form a fleet with Kragan and get him some LP. More than happy to provide it to the rest of you as well. Free LP. Can't beat it. Can't beat it. That's the kind of service we provide here. Does tomorrow work for Jerry Can too? That's a good question. Jerry Can is on. Let him answer that. I think Jerry Can's good whatever day we choose, but good point. So Jerry Can, since you're in, please chime in on ARC tomorrow if that works for you. All right. Let me switch ships. Board. I see Al is in. We want to go to Billy. I got a level 4 agent in Billy. Before we actually jump back. Bum, 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 bum. All right.
Warp drive active.
So I need to retool my PI on Rage for the MTUs. Which is a whole different set of materials. The way you are. We'll do this mission, which will get Craig and his. Let me know if anybody else wants any LP. I can't type very well with all these bandages on my hand.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Billy Joel. Can't go wrong with Billy Joel. Here's my level 4. Talk. Give me a mission. Give me a mission. 6 jumps. 5 jumps. Yeah, it's okay. Over 1,000 loyalty points. Over 1,000. Alright, here we go. 6 jumps take me probably less than 5 minutes. Bandage. I chew my fingers down to the bone, and I've been getting really bad lately with the wife and I watching TV at night, and very painful. So my last straw is when I cover them with bandages. That keeps me from chewing on them. I won't chew through the bandages, but makes it so I can't type on the keyboard. Because I have 2 layers of bandages. I have one wrapped around the side, since I've chewed pretty much the whole finger off, you know. The thumb and the ring finger, I guess is what we call it. Those are the 2 mostly damaged ones today.
Warp
Well,
drive.
they all have some damage. It's a horrible, horrible habit. Disgusting habit. Disgusting. And I have no rhyme or reason why. When they get rough, I chew on them, which of course makes them rougher, which makes me chew on them, which makes them rougher, which makes me chew on them. So it's a horribly cyclical thing. I put lotion on them, which sometimes slows down the chewing because I don't like the taste of the lotion.
Warp drive. Active.
Not a tasty lotion. Not aloe or anything. But that hasn't been helping lately. And I put lotion on them before I go to sleep, which stings like a... Yeah. And normally in the morning they're much, much better. But here lately they've been getting much better from the lotion overnight. But then in the morning, or when I start watching TV with the wife again, I start chewing on them again, which makes them worse again. So just kind of a horribly cyclical thing.
Warp
So
drive. Active.
horrible, horrible habit. Horrible habit. I trim my nails fairly regularly because I used to chew my nails, which would cause the skin to get rough, which would cause the chewing of the, they call it cuticles. So now I actually trim my nails to keep them short. Hold on, I'm going to invite Al.
Warp drive. Active.
But yeah, so as horrible habits go, it is by far one of the worst. I've had it forever. I have stock. What's up, Al? Good to see you, buddy. I have stock in the Band-Aid Corporation in America. Doesn't the wife stop you when you start? She tries. But honestly, that has the opposite effect, because the more she whines and bitches and complains about it, the more I do it in spite of her. Where I told her if she actually just was quiet, I would probably stop.
Active.
Have her slap you. Yeah, that's not her way. She's more of a do it with words woman. So yeah, but it mostly irritates me, which then causes it to get worse.
Docking permission requested.
I have a fidget spinner that I have used, which sometimes helps, but of course it doesn't help once they're already raw, because you have to use the fidget spinner in your fingers, which keeps my fingers busy. And
Docking permission requested. Docking request.
I sent Roanoke an invite, Al, but he didn't accept, and I'm about to complete the mission, so let me know if you want me to send another one. It's 1,000 LP, so yeah, we'll get a ton. Okay, cool. All right, last chance. Lego, I see you're out there. You want to invite? Free LP. Free LP. All right, cool. All right, I'm gonna complete the mission. Complete the mission. And you're in a fleet. Okay, well that would also prevent that. So, all right. So yeah, over 300 each. Oh, cool beans. All right. So now I'm gonna head back. So that completes. Falstaff was already done, but can't turn down another bunch. Like I didn't complete the ones yesterday. That was stupid. But Kragan now has completed it for the month. So, bingo bongo. Which will end up using his skill points to train something. Salvage drone. Ah, he has to cover it off. Yeah, so the bandage keeps coming loose, see? This is where I need scotch tape, but I don't have scotch tape. Apply. Ooh, that's going to almost complete it. Down to 3 days. Whew, good job. All right. So Falstaff's done. Let's log him off. He got his monthly. I'll bring on his alt.
Connecting.
Isotoner gloves, duct tape, yeah. Duct tape is even harder to type with than the bandages, but I do need to have her pick up scotch tape the next time she's in Lipa, which I think will be tomorrow. I don't know. She's planning on going somewhere tomorrow. But yeah, so all right, switch back to Falstaff because I gotta get Falstaff home and then I'll log him out and log in my alts and I'll do missions and get them covered. But yeah, I thought about buying some like medical gloves, tight fitting medical gloves, and putting them on while I'm watching TV. What do they call those? Yeah. I guess that's why I haven't bought them, is because I can't think of what they're called. But, yeah, that's kind of another extreme. Once it's healed, once my fingers are healed, I'm good. I don't chew on them. It's only when they're raw that it bothers me, and I chew on it because it bothers me, which makes it bother me, and causes me to chew on it because it bothers me, and you guys get the picture. But yeah, real pain in them. Someone actually once suggested hypnotism, and I have not thought of. I am very hypnotic. I guess that's it. Move your PC and TV together so you're on the game while watching TV. Yeah, that's what my wife says. You know, when you're on your computer, you don't have these problems. You don't fall asleep. You don't, and I can play games for 48 hours straight and not sleep. And then as soon as I get off the computer, I'm like, oh. But, and yeah, I don't chew on my fingers. Well, I do, actually, you guys have probably seen me chew on them a couple times, but when they really bother me. But, yeah, because when they hurt, like now, it draws my attention. But yeah, I need thinking maybe some, I guess maybe they're called medical gloves. But I'm also afraid if I buy medical gloves on Shopee, you know, duct tape, medical gloves, then I'm going to get labeled as, you know, possibly a rapist murderer here in the Philippines because I'll have my rape kit, you know. Sorry, probably can't say rape on the stream, but my kidnap kit. But yeah, and we don't want that. Last thing I need is to show up on some list because of my Shopee purchases. So far, I think I bought cheese and chocolate syrup and caramel syrup. So I don't know what list I show up on for that one, but.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
But yeah, I buy medical gloves. That might put me on a different list. And duct tape. I think I already have duct tape, to be honest. I think we bought duct tape from America. So that one's probably okay. All right, let me log this guy out. And let's log in Rage Against the Dying of the Night.
Connecting.
I really like those blue nitril gloves. Use them for cooking, working on the car, dirty jobs. I'll check those out. Nitril. I'll check those out. My wife, she has like some that are really baggy plastic gloves that she uses for cooking, but yeah, they've never been a big one. I didn't redo his stuff, so that wasn't good. But all right, let's switch over to Jacob. Jacob, send Rage a fleet invite. Yes. So we'll have Jacob do his missions. So yeah, so this guy's got 2 left. But he can work on his PI while Jacob's flying around. Alright, start conversation. Low sec. Decline. Request mission. Alright. 5 jumps. Not giving me any easy ones today. That's alright. Large crates of oxygen. No risk there. No risk there. I just get them at the mart. Yeah, that's the problem is I don't have a mart here. So yeah. No Walmarts in the Philippines. No Walmarts in the Philippines. So yeah. Yeah. I should have probably got some before, but I never had to go to that length before. I don't know what it is. And it's really this week for some reason. My wife has suggested that I'm scared of the earthquake, which I actually pulled up the fault map yesterday. It's actually the Philippines has an interactive fault map, which I don't believe we had in America, to be honest. It shows you exactly where you're at, what fault lines are near you, and of course where we're here in Batangas, 0. Closest one is probably close to 100 miles away, and it's a small one, very small one. So yeah, but in her defense, if the Manila fault line, which literally goes right through the town my sister-in-law lives in, right through, the fault line goes through 2 towns that I have sister-in-laws that live in. And if that fault happens this week, as scientists are predicting, which I don't have any faith in scientists predicting things, but they say they're 20 years overdue, so it's got to happen this week. But if that happens, I will probably have several members of my in-law family living with us, which is possibly why this is happening. I love my in-laws. I do. Having them live with us for an extended length of time while their places are repaired or rebuilt is a different level of love. So yeah, so that's possible. I haven't ruled out that's why it's been worse this week, but I am trying some drastic measures to try and keep it from getting any worse because the fingers are very painful at the moment. So even without the bandages, I wouldn't be able to type very much because it's very painful. Especially since I chew the fingertips off, which doesn't make any sense. Like I said, disgusting habit. But I've honestly thought about maybe looking back into the hypnotism thing to see if it's one of those where I could be hypnotized out of it. I have been hypnotized before, so I am capable of being hypnotized. It's not not a thing where I don't. I'm one of those who denies I can be hypnotized. I definitely can be hypnotized, but I don't believe in the whole you can change behaviors by it. And I don't know. Never. I've heard people stop smoking that way. Acupuncture. I haven't thought of acupuncture because here I am in an Asian country. Acupuncture is probably something that's more readily than hypnotism. But yeah, maybe I will look into that, Al. That's not a bad idea. Now, I'm not a huge needle fan, but if they can shove a couple needles in me part way and it stops me from chewing on my finger, I will be a believer. So,
Warp drive
and at this
active.
point, like I said, disgusting habit. And no matter what I try, it's just it's a compulsion. Yeah, you don't feel them. Yeah, and you usually don't see them either, which is probably I am one of those where getting shots is not a problem. Giving blood is not a problem. I gave blood all the time in America. In fact, I've been considering giving blood here, which is something that I wanted to bring up to you guys. I gave blood every chance I could in America. Gave blood, gave platelets, gave everything. Uh,
Warp
Total
drive
believer that
active.
God gave me this stuff, and if I can use it to bless my other fellow human beings, then that's what I'm on the earth for. But here in the Philippines, I don't know that they have the same level of safety as we have in the as we have in America. And so I'm a little concerned about giving blood here. Now, because of the recent earthquakes, there's a definite need for blood. I have a semi-rare blood type. I am AB positive,
Docking
which
permission
is
requested.
considered the second rarest blood type. So it's a big one. Problem is, it's probably not that common here. So, but it wasn't common in America,
Authorized
but it
exit.
was needed in America. And so it's also considered to be the second universal donor. O is a universal donor, but AB positive is the second most because I can give to A and I can give to B. I think something along those lines. So you're an alien, but yeah. So here, yeah, I'm not really sure how that works. And so from that perspective, it's kind of like, set destination or conversation. All right. So that's complete, and let's split it. And so that'll take care of rage. All right, let's switch back to rage. I think you guys are already on rage, aren't you? Nope, you guys are on this one. Cool. All right. So I'm going to send him back. So he has completed his claim, claim, claim. Always do that. Always do that. Pop it up while you're undocking like a complete moron. Okay, so he's got one more after today. Bill Collins.
Warp drive active.
Or probably Genesis, to be honest. Genesis. 2007 remastered. But yeah, so what was I saying? I lost my train of thought. But yeah, so I've been contemplating giving blood here, especially with the recent earthquakes, typhoons. It probably would help. But I also don't want to put myself at risk because I'm not sure the safety level here is the same as in America. I never felt at risk in America giving blood. You know, I passed out a couple times because they tried to take too much. Every time I went, I gave platelets, I gave, red blood cells, I gave plasma, I gave whole blood, and a couple times I passed
Warp
out
drive
because they were
active.
like greedy. Hey, this guy's giving it freely. Let's pull as much as we can till he passes out, and then we'll nurse him back to health, and we'll go from there. I don't know that I have the same faith in the Philippine system, and maybe I just need to give whole blood in order to, build up that faith, because I probably didn't have that much faith in the American system until after I had given blood several times. So, but yeah, I was curious what you guys' thoughts were on that, because I trust you guys' opinion, number one. But yeah, with the recent things, it turns out in my research about this fault line going through Manila, turns out the first one that happened in Cebu, which is south of me. I told you guys it was north of me. This map has proved to be very useful, because the wife told me it was north of us, and she obviously doesn't know her north from her south. God bless her. But it turns out Cebu is actually south of us. So southeast of us, where Mindanao is directly south of us. So the faults that happened, the first earthquake that happened in Cebu was a 7.4, and there's actually close to 100 people that have already been killed, that were deceased because of it. It was a big one, destroyed a lot of buildings, and so that's got me thinking about the whole giving blood thing again. But yeah, curious what you guys think about that, because like I said, in America I never worried about giving blood. It was always a good thing.
Warp drive active.
But here, I'm in a different country now. I don't know that I can have the same theories on things. All right, so here's Rage. Let me switch you guys over to Rage. Oh, and I shut it because I'm an idiot. So Rage has one more as well. Okay, so Rage and Jacob, they're both got one more day, but I want to actually do Rage's PI. See what he's got. What is the fault line called? Give me a second. They have a name for it, and for the life of me, I don't know that it shows me here. Oh, please. Oh, please. Yeah, I had it. Actually, give me a second. No, that won't work. Let me do this. I do words on stream. That'll pick it up. And if I close it, it'll pick this one up. All right. So here's the website. I'm going to show you guys way too much. Here's the website. Phil Pivolcs, Pivolcs, fault finder. And here is the fault line. You can see it goes from pretty much the top of Luzon. So this big island here is Luzon, the largest island in the Philippines. Philippines is made up of over 1,000 islands, but this is the largest island. And Manila is right here in the center. And this fault line is dark red. So that means it's a big one. This is a fault line here, this light red one. And so, yeah, if you actually, I don't know if I can move it. We're right here. This is San Juan, Batangas down here. I don't know if you guys can see my mouse. This is San Juan, Batangas. So this light pink one is the closest to us, and that's still like, 2 hours. So about 100 miles, So here's Lipa City. That's the closest big city to us. So here's San Juan. There's Lipa City. That's where we go to do all our shopping. Here where we're at, if we go, there's a bridge. If we go across the bridge, we end up over here in Quezon province. So we're very close to the Quezon province here. So, which I think is where some of this starts. I don't know exactly where Quezon starts here, but anyway. So the darker the color, the larger the fault line. So this is the largest fault line in the Philippines. Also, they say in the world. And so you can see molten lupa. I've got some Bordeaux butt paste. Fix it right up. There you go. Bond's butt crack. Yeah. But yes, so Montenlupa is where her sister-in-law lives. That's where her eldest sister lives. Binyan is where another one, where one of her brothers lives. And where's Pasig is where she was born. So Makati is the business capital of the Philippines. So I mean, it's going right through the majorly populated areas of the Philippines there in that Manila area, and it is a large fault line. So them trying to pinpoint, of course, if something happens on that fault line, everything along it is susceptible, and so. But yeah, it is nice that they built Manila. That was the first thought that happened to me when she finally confessed, because I had no idea until a week ago that there's a huge fault line in Manila. We actually thought about buying land in her sister's neighborhood, but it's an established neighborhood, so we would have had to buy not only land, it would have been a house and lot. And I was not in. I wanted something that I designed myself. I didn't want to get somebody else's dream and make it ours. And so, but so that's why we didn't follow through on that. But it was kind of funny because it was like, what the hell, you know? And my PI is still running. So since the PI is still running, we're gonna wait on that. 3 hours. I just got 3 hours. I must have started it after the stream. Oh, I did start it after the stream because we did mining yesterday. So yeah. So we'll come back to Rage. I'm gonna log Rage out. But yes, it's nice they built Manila. Yes, that was exactly my thought. My guess is Manila was probably established before they realized there was a fault line there, but they have, there's been a ton of other people that have built cities around it now, knowing that it was there. And yeah, and like I said, my sister-in-law's city is right on top of the fault line, which is just floors the crap out of me. So, I mean, it's just like buying a house in California. Yep, guaranteed renovation. Yeah, same with Oklahoma. I had a buddy that lived in Oklahoma, and we were in Kansas City, so we were considered Tornado Alley. But I think we had two tornadoes in the 30 years I lived there. Um, so yeah, it wasn't where Oklahoma gets, 10 to 15 a year. And I had a buddy that lived in Oklahoma, and that was their theory, was that, every couple years we rebuild and we call it good, and it's no big deal. So I don't know why, but for some reason my second character is not showing up. Why is Jake? Oh, he's actually out in space. That's why he's not showing up. He is showing up. He's just in space. Okay. Dodging tornadoes is a little easier. Yes, there's a lot of room to move, and you build like one concrete room and everybody goes in there and you come out and you build the rest of the house around that, and like you said, you renovate every 5 to 10 years. And so, but yeah, I went down there after a big one in 2003. I think it was 2003. I went down with him because he worked with me in Kansas City, and I went to Oklahoma with him, and I was floored by the resiliency of these people. It was just amazing that, they were like, yeah, it's no big deal. It's, you guys move every 5 to 10 years. We rebuild. And I remember Bush, senior. I think it was senior. Might have been. It might not have been senior. I don't. One of the Bushes went down there and told him, "Hey, you guys ought to just build concrete rooms in your houses." And they all looked at him like, "Really?" They were already doing that, and so because that was the only thing that's standing. When you looked across the field, there's all these concrete rooms and rubble all around them. And so yeah, and that's what they did, is they'd go in the concrete room, shut the door, and they'd be good. But just to build a trailer park on the other side of the city, and you'll probably say, yeah, that's the way it was in Kansas City. The ones that did come to Kansas City, they always hit the trailer park. It was like targeting at its best. But all right, so let's log out. Nope, we got this guy in. All right, so let's get this. He's got 2 more, so he's in the same boat. I'm gonna complete this one. And then I am going to fleet him with this guy. Whoop, went too far. Invite to fleet. There we go. All right. Yes. All right. So I'm going to go back to this guy. But yeah, that's the way we always counted it in Kansas City was, yeah, just build a trailer park and you'll be good. Because it won't hit you. It'll just hit the trailer park. So start conversation. Altier, I think, is closer. No, still 4 jumps, but that is closer. Item hanger, large group of vagabonds, I think. Close, undock. All right, so we'll get this one done. That'll get all my guys completed for the dailies, and then we'll start talking about the PI. But yeah, here it's one of those where in America, depending on what region you live in, you deal with a natural disaster. Now, when I lived in Pennsylvania, we had blizzards. When my parents lived in North Carolina, they had hurricanes. You know, when lived in Kansas City, it was tornadoes. You live in California, you got earthquakes. You know, we don't double it up. Here in the Philippines, we've got, so in the past month, we've had 3 earthquakes, 1 volcano, and 3 or 4 typhoons. And yeah, I'm just like, pick a disaster and go with that. Don't double up. But once again, I'm still floored. So here we are in Batangas. There's no volcano. There's only a really small fault line that's hundreds of miles from us, over 100 miles from us. There's, the typhoons don't hit here because of the mountains. You know, every once in a while one sneaks through, but nobody lives here. I mean, it's naturally protected. It's got natural defenses, but nobody lives here. And I'm just like, why not? I mean, it's probably the safest place in all of the Philippines as islands go. We've got inland beaches, so you still got beaches. You know, it's just a whole different mentality. My wife is like that. My wife, she doesn't feel complete unless she's living around other people, unless she's close to people. She doesn't like people. I didn't say that. That didn't really come out right. But she's not, she won't go to concerts because she gets very claustrophobic. She doesn't like riding elevators because she gets claustrophobic. But she gets very overwhelmed when she is not around lots of other people. She enjoyed living in Manila because there were lots of people there. And so, what's up, Jackson? Good to see you, buddy. Xurdaben. Appreciate you guys. But yeah, so here, at least in Batangas, we have low population, but it's at least still enough for her. It's okay. When we moved to our lot, we've literally got 2 neighbors. That's it. And I'm not sure how she's going to react to that. My guess is she'll jump in the car and go shopping every day, which will probably be worse for me. But yeah, my perfect scenario has always been building a house on the side of a lake where my closest neighbor is 50 to 100 miles away. And she's like, oh no, I can't live there. I took her, one of our first anniversaries, I took her to a bed and breakfast that was on a lake in the middle of nowhere down in Arkansas. And she had a miserable time. She was nervous the whole time. And I was like, what's wrong with you? And when we got home, she finally told me, she said, well, this is where the zombies are. And I'm like, okay. I said, well, first of all, zombies are not real. I know Hollywood's made zombies seem real, but they're not real. Kind of like Ghost, but you know, she believes in Ghost as well. But I said, and number two, what makes you think the zombies always show up out in an area like this? Most of the, you know, we watched The Walking Dead. She was a huge Walking Dead fan. I said, we watched The Walking Dead, you know, the best time they had, the survival wise, was when they were out in the country, you know, not being bothered by anybody. It wasn't until a big old herd came and knocked their house down that they were had trouble, you know. Or humans found them and started causing problems. So, but yeah, it's funny because she's like, oh no, that's where the zombies are. Yeah, okay, that's a different issue that we probably need to address in a different way. But so yeah, so I'm curious how once we build our house, how she's gonna react because we got one neighbor, the guy who sold us the land, my 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 brother-in-law's brother, and actually I shouldn't say there's another neighbor across the street. Um, so we got two neighbors. And then 2 miles down the road, there's a couple other people that live, you know, 2 miles up the other way. There's a couple people that live, you know, there's a hollow block manufacturer that's like, you know, half a mile away. And so, yeah. But yeah, it's very sparsely populated. And so I'm curious how she's going to react to that. So we've talked about that because I'm like, you know, if you don't want to live here, but she's super excited to have custom built house that she designed. So I think that's overriding her fear of not living around a lot of people. Plus, the theory is if once I move there, then everybody's going to want to move there. And so, yeah, it would only be a matter of time until it's like Manila. So, or somebody actually starts listening saying, you know, this Ron guy is kind of right. There's no natural disasters here. You don't have to worry about flooding or volcanoes or earthquakes or so why don't we should probably move there. Which the smart thing to do in that case would be buy a bunch of land so that I can sell it to them, but not really a land developer. The one property we're selling now, I'm anxious to get rid of because I'm not fond of owning it. Been too much of a hassle. But yeah. But yeah, some of you are actually from other countries, so I would actually enjoy your opinion. I donated blood a lot. Every chance, I didn't say every chance I could get, but very, very often I donated blood, plasma, platelets, red blood cells, anything I could donate in America. I have a rare, semi rare blood type, but also semi universal, so which is kind of weird. I'm AB positive, which is not a common blood type, but I guess it can be used for anybody who's A and anybody who's B as long as they're positive. So A positive, B positive, as well as AB positive, which I guess is rare. So anyway, supposedly the second most universal because it can give it to A's or B's, and I guess if they're not positive, if they're just A or B, they can take mine too. But anyway, so I gave it a lot. With the current things going on here in the Philippines, they've been asking for blood donations, and I've been thinking about giving blood here in the Philippines. But I am a little concerned because America has a safety factor where I never worried about myself having a problem giving blood. But I'm not sure I have the same level of safety here in the Philippines. So I was wondering with those of you that live outside of America, whether you give blood, things of that. I've always told to be positive. There you go. Yeah. Be positive. Be positive. Yep. See, and I'm AB positive. So yeah. But yeah. So Booga, do you give blood in Australia? See, Australia, I kind of see at the same level of America, to be honest, medically wise. And maybe that's wrong. You can weigh in on that, but probably don't have the same level of drug creation that we have, as we've kind of cornered the market on that, because we make a lot of money off of it. But I'm not sure that's a positive. But when it comes to hospitals and medical care, I kind of see you guys probably is in the upper echelon. You know, Europe kind of see the same way. I know Canada has a universal health care, but I know it's also hard if you need like an MRI or something like that because they don't have a whole lot of MRIs. So we have a big drive for it now and then, but personally, I haven't as yet. I was on meds for a bit, but I can probably now. Yep. I was just curious from a safety perspective. Do you feel it's safe to give blood? Because we did have in America, we had back in the uh, probably 60s and 70s where they had people who gave blood that caught diseases and things of that. Big pharma motto, keep them sick, make a lot of money. That's exactly it, Al. That's exactly it. And America has kind of cornered the market on that, to be perfectly honest. But yeah, it's safe as houses. Okay, cool. And I'm figuring it's probably the same here in the Philippines. You know, they gave me some outrageous number, but they said like something like 6 out of 10 of our nurses in America come from the Philippines on average because they train, you know, and we ship them in as that's one of the jobs that we shipped into America as a skilled labor was the nursing. And so, you know, from that perspective, it's mostly nurses that are doing blood donations. So yeah, I may just give whole blood and give it a try, see how it, because I wasn't always completely comfortable with America's. So like I said, in the I think it was 50s, 60s, 70s, there was a lot of problems with blood donations and people getting sick from it, catching things. Um, and yeah, they took care of that. But yeah, it's one of those where I wonder. Oop, let me see. Yeah, I'm sure his PI hasn't been reset yet either. Yeah, his is still running. Good God. He's got almost as many super tensile plastics as what I made with Rage in over a month. Crazy. 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 But yeah. So yeah, so I think I'll probably give it a try. The problem is there's probably not a whole lot here in San Juan Batangas. I probably have to go to Manila. We're gonna be in Manila this coming weekend, so which is why I've kind of thought about it a little bit, as it might be a good opportunity for me to donate. I haven't donated since we left America, so I'm definitely due. I used to donate every month when I was in America, and yeah, so but yeah, given the current state of things going on here, it probably wouldn't hurt. So, but yeah, I've always been of the opinion that God gave it to me freely, so if I can use it to help my fellow man, then that is my duty. So the in America, you can actually make a lot of money selling your blood, your platelets, your plasma, and there's a lot of people who sell it and they do all right, you know. And so, but I was never comfortable selling it. I always thought that was kind of cheesy. But what you doing tonight, Bond? In game, I mean. I haven't figured that out yet. I'm thinking I might want to try and do some of this Crimson Harvest before, you know, I'm at day 15. I pretty much let all the riffraff get out of here. So let me claim these. Nope, let me switch you guys over. And then let me log back in as Falstaff. Because Falstaff is the one I'm doing them all for, but I did try to scan some down the other day and it didn't work. So But I probably need to jump back to Venelin if I'm going to do it. And honestly, let me check the gate camp situation. Luckily, this time of day, it seems all the gankers are sleeping. Though I probably shouldn't have said that out loud. But so, let me see. Yeah, let's well, first of all, let's compress some of this stuff. Actually, it'll probably still fit. I don't need to compress it. There's no sense compressing it. Let's get my rock transport. Nowhere to run. No one can save me. The damage is done. If it doesn't fit, then we need to compress it. All right. Type B's. Throw you in there. Throw you in there. Blood red nails on your fingertips. Schoolboy's dream. Act so shy. First kiss goodbye. Oh, you're a loaded gun. All right. That's a remote one. Don't want to take that back. Those are remotes. My part. Structure. Wow, 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 wow. Yeah, we probably should keep the ones here just in case we come across somebody who can't do twos. Does happen. Sorry, ads are on. Give love a bad name. I think I'm going to leave those. Yeah, let's leave those. All right, let's take these. We'll make a quick run to Venelin and back. Actually, we want to go to Hogginhowe. I apologize in advance if I nod off running on empty here and not looking forward to work tomorrow. I understand completely, buddy. Don't worry about it. You never have to apologize to me. I appreciate you being here. So, and I definitely want you to get your sleep because you are burning the candle at both ends. So you really need to make sure you get your sleep.
Active.
And probably doesn't help listening to Kenny Rogers. That sometimes puts you to sleep too. But I love Kenny. God rest his soul. God rest his soul. I'm still at it, Jackson. So you still haven't got yours done yet, Al? See, that's the thing that worries me. Al's been banging them out like no tomorrow, and he's still not done. Seems it's a lot harder to get done this year than it was last one. Uh-oh. Islands in the stream. That is what we are. How can we be wrong? So here's a class 2 biocybernetic incident in the Matins. Anybody's looking for it? Halfway through your last character. Okay, cool. So you're almost done. Almost done. Stomach is still bothering me. I don't know what's going on. I don't have any breakfast this morning either. I only did 1 cup of coffee yesterday. I think that's all I'm going to do today because I didn't make fresh coffee. I'm working on yesterday's leftovers. Alright, restart. Restart. Come on. I gotta click it 3 times before it actually does it. That is what we are. Dolly Parton and Kenny Rogers. Really upset they never got together. I thought they would have made a good couple. They both had a lot of work done, so not that that's a requirement to being together, but having work done. I guess if you got the money, you may as well, right?
Warp drive active.
You got the money. You need more hot dogs. Yeah, there you go. I'm pretty sure hot dogs are not the ones. Here, the hot dogs are not. In America, hot dogs are scrap metal. Here, they're really scrap metal. Scrap meat. Here, they're really scrap meat. I don't even like the taste of hot dogs here. But I probably could get some American hot dogs at S&R, which we haven't done yet. But I was never a huge hot dog fan. I would cut them up and have them with baked beans, hot dogs and baked beans, beanie weenies, and I kind of do miss that. That was kind of my go-to lunch, like once a month when I worked at home. Something I could make, as you guys are probably well aware. I can barely boil water, and that's with a machine that boils water for me, But I could make beanie weenies, and I could make grilled cheese on occasion that wasn't horribly burned. And I did make a awesome venison stir fry, but they don't have any deer here, so venison's not something I can get. Operation Highlander Battlefield. Now that sounds like something I could get behind. That was in Luminaire.
Warp drive active.
But yeah, so. Ugh. Baby, you're all that I want when you're lying here in my arms. But yeah, this moving the stream up earlier is actually starting to take its toll because the wife wants to stay up till 1 a.m. watching TV. And then I got to get up at usually 7 at the latest in order to be ready for 8:15 start. So yeah, so that's been a little challenging. I'm just at the 10-hour mark. Oh, that's not too bad. That's not too bad.
Warp drive active.
That's not too bad. But yeah, we'll do this 8:30 for 2 weeks, and then I'll go back to 8. And then I think 2 weeks after that we'll do 7:30, which I think is where I'm gonna stop. So 7:30 will get me done at 11:30. And then that's before lunch. So then I can get lunch and head over there right after lunch. So that should take care of me for the build.
Warp drive active.
So our permits were supposed to be released yesterday. The permit entity came back and said that the writing on the blueprints was too small. So the engineer is redoing the blueprints to make the writing bigger for them. Of course, they waited till when it was supposed to be released to tell him, hey, too small. So, of course, starts the clock over again. Typical Philippine strategy. And so we're not sure when we're going to get our permits now, but probably sometime next week now. But that's probably better. We've got something going on this weekend. Her church anniversary is this weekend in Manila. So we are headed there for the weekend. We will leave Saturday morning. I think Saturday morning. We'll stay overnight Saturday and Sunday night in Manila. Monday we will visit immigration in Manila to try and get my ACR card. And then we will come back Monday, probably evening. So I will not be streaming next Sunday night. Monday morning my time. So I apologize for that. But I will be back for Monday night for you guys, which is the mining event. Tuesday morning for me. And so, barring any catastrophe, which I'm don't know even why I'm mentioning it, because I don't do. Come on, Mr. Sparrow.
Warp drive active.
Almonxy asked me, why do today what you can put off till tomorrow? Ah, the age-old query of procrastination. Why, I'd reckon that life's more about the journey than the destination, savvy. Sometimes a pirate finds treasures not in the doing, but in the art of delaying. After all, tomorrow always seems like the perfect day for today's tasks. Just a wee bit more time to conjure up an even grander plan, or perhaps a more thrilling adventure, awaits in the future. Cheers to tomorrow's possibilities.
See, that's one that actually sounds like him too. Good job, Al. I like the ask one. That's why it takes so long, because it's asking it. What's up, Seth? Savvy. I don't understand, Jackson. Patrick Stewart, Jack Sparrow. Yeah. But like there's a couple others that don't even sound like, I think what's the other one? Crap. I'm gonna say the black guy, but that really narrows it down, right? From Die Hard. Played with Bruce Willis in like Die Hard 3, I think. I don't know why I can't think of his name now. But his voice sounds correct.
Warp drive active.
Just listen to pirate talk, so savvy. Okay. I don't remember him saying savvy, but maybe he did. Actually, there's a way for me to bring it up. Samuel L. Jackson. Thank you. Thank you, Jackson. I should have got that. Samuel L. Jackson. Samuel, yeah, he sounds like him. I really like his. Yeah, I really like his. Yeah, Samuel L. Jackson. But like some of the others, they don't even sound like them. You know? It's really weird. Where we talked about this before, but a couple of the catfished ones, they said that they use something like Tangia to to convince them that they were like Jennifer Aniston. They used something like Tangia to send a voicemail to the guy to convince him that Jennifer Aniston really left him a voicemail. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know. Like I said, Patrick Stewart sounds really good. Jack Sparrow, Samuel Jackson. But there's been several others that you guys have done that really don't sound the same. When you love somebody. All right. So that was fairly simple. What, 10 minutes? 10 minutes for 15 jumps? That's pretty damn good. Give or take. Probably a little over 10 minutes. I didn't actually time it. This is a raw caller. This is definitely not the fastest. Same, it's just a shame, that's all. Yeah, so there's Patrick Stewart. Yeah, Hal, Chewbacca. Yeah, they always do the Chewbacca one, which I can never understand. Like Trump. I don't really think it sounds like Trump. Chris Rock. Yoda. Ask Samuel L. Jackson. Here we go.
Warp drive active.
Come on, Samuel. Tell us all about it. That's the one.
Vonderger asked me, why EVE Online? Why not EVE Online, my friend? It's a vast universe full of mysteries and opportunities. You get to pilot starships, engage in epic battles, scheme with or against others, and amass fortunes. It's not just a game. It's a journey filled with strategy, thrill, and a hell of a lot of space politics. Kind of like life, but with more lasers and less humidity. Now, ain't that something worth diving into?
The only problem with Samuel L. Jackson is he didn't swear enough. He didn't drop an F-bomb, because with Samuel L. Jackson, that's definitely his usual go-to, is at least one F-bomb. So that's the only thing that you know it's not really him. Because I don't think he's ever said a sentence without at least one F-bomb. God bless him. F that. Right. F that. Alright, let's switch to this guy. Let's stack these guys up. Process this ore. Bum, 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 bum. No point in trying to pretend. Alright. Reprocess. I get 72.4. 156 million down to 148 million. Yeah, I can live with that. Same, it's just a shame, that's all. So then let's throw the minerals in here. Where are we at? Stack. There we go. Go the max. Ooh, why are you scrolling like that? Bunch of trit. Oh, metal scraps. There we go. Agency support, metal scraps. Those got to go in there too. All right, bingo. All right, let's continue on to Venolin. Yeah, that's the only reason you know it's not Samuel L. Jackson. Because honestly, I don't believe I've ever heard him say a single sentence without an F-bomb. Ever. It's kind of his go-to.
Warp drive active.
But who else do we have in here? Ask Hal. Yeah. Hal doesn't sound like Hal. Darth Vader. Obama. Macho Man. Jarvis. Chewbacca. Bart Simpson. Obi-Wan Kenobi. Let's try that one. Ask Trump. Unfortunately, it's not ask. All of them are ask. Ask Nick Cage. Yeah, Nick Cage. Doesn't sound like Nick Cage at all. Oop. Nick Cage. Alright, let's dock. Drop this stuff off, and then we'll start back.
Bonderger asked me, blood donation. Blood donation, let me tell you. It's like a scene from one of my movies, something like Con Air. It's intense, wild, and absolutely necessary. Imagine you're a hero, giving a piece of yourself to save lives. It's an adrenaline rush, a noble act. And damn, it's powerful. You're contributing to the story of life, one blood bag at a time. Be the hero, unleash your inner rage for good, and donate.
See, that one wasn't too bad. I guess it kind of sounded like Nick Cage.
Docking permission requested.
Maybe I'm being too hard on him. Bloody. Yeah, bloody. Maybe I'm being too hard on him.
Docking request accepted.
But see, I don't have Ask Patrick Stewart. Or Ask Darth Vader. Or Asked Obi-Wan. And I'm curious, which Obi-Wan is that? Or Asked Ryan Reynolds. Forgot to mention Finding the Treasure, yeah.
Green Lantern was an awesome movie.
Yeah, see, that doesn't sound like Ryan Reynolds at all. That sounded horrible. Alright, so let's go to resources. Actually, all these are resources. Except for this one. So let's throw these in resources. Throw this in other. Throw these in the item hanger. Alright. Go to the mineral hold. These go in resources as well. You can go bongo. Alright. Let's go back. Most people did not believe Green Lantern was an awesome movie. I liked it. But I'm sure Ryan Reynolds thinks it was an awesome movie since he starred in it. But
Warp drive active.
yeah, that didn't sound like him at all. It was all staticky. But yeah, I guess I need to go out here and add some more. Like Ask Darth Vader.
Try not. Do or do not. That is what you must do.
Yeah, see, and that one was staticky too. And that didn't sound like Yoda at all. Didn't sound like Yoda at all.
Warp drive active.
So yeah, I'll have to go out here and add some more of the ask ones. I think Caviar's come in a couple times. He's actually done songs, which I didn't realize I had on there, but where they make a song, which is pretty cool. Yeah, the Arnold Schwarzenegger one, that one didn't work either.
Docking request accepted.
And I'm curious which Obi-Wan this is. I don't know if that's the right spelling.
You were my brother. Why Anakin?
Yeah, they're all being staticky now for some reason. Alright, let's head back to Ufine. Check the gate camp. They might have decided that, hey, he's going back and forth. Of course, now I'm empty, so wouldn't be a good time to hit me.
Active.
Team Mothership, thank Poisonous. Appreciate you being here. Team Mothership. Can't go wrong with Team Mothership. Though right now you're watching the only non-PvPer on Team Mothership, I believe. Though we picked up a couple people recently, so it might not be too bad. AI laryngitis? Yeah, maybe.
Warp drive.
It's having trouble getting enough power to do its generation. I don't know. Why treasure? There you go. Yeah, the ask ones seem to be okay. I don't know if it's because it's generating it ahead of time.
Sethgstewart asked me, why treasure? Ah, why treasure indeed? It's not just the glint of gold or the shimmer of gems that draws a pirate like myself. Nay, it's the thrill of the chase, the legend of hidden riches, and the tales that sprout from such daring quests. Imagine a map,
Drive active.
weathered and torn, leading you to the unknown. Treasure is freedom, adventure, and the promise of the extraordinary. Aye, it's the stuff of legends, mate.
Yeah, and there was no static at all in that one. So I don't know why. Seems maybe it's because they're generating it ahead of time and it's getting, it's worked out the kinks while it's generating it. Where the ones I was doing, those are just speaking whatever I type. So it starts right away. So but yeah, I don't know. The problem with Tangia is there's like 9,000 of them. And you pretty much have to go through them one at a time to pick out which ones you want.
Active.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, don't know.
Yeah, see, that one didn't have any static either. Maybe it's when I just do it the first time. Maybe if I do another one. 3 sites in Billy. I did them all. There you go. There you go. Let's see, who did I just do? I did Obi-Wan. Or maybe it's just the first time. We'll see.
You were the chosen one.
Nope, same
The
thing.
one to bring balance to the Force.
Yeah, see, it clears up. It starts off bad, and then it clears up. So maybe it's just certain voices. But it's definitely the young Obi-Wan. I was hoping it was Alec Guinness, because I'd really like to hear Alec Guinness. I miss Alec Guinness. I haven't been called that in a very long time. He was one of my favorites. He was one of my favorites. If you strike me down, I will become even more powerful. You shouldn't have come here, old man. Because now, the student is the teacher.
Try this, this, and this. Also, maybe try this,
Yeah.
this, and this. This too, this, that.
Actually, maybe it's just me. So maybe when I do it is when it's acting up. Maybe it has something to do maybe with my bandwidth.
Drive active.
Yeah, that worked fine. So I'll just let you guys do them from now on. All right.
Try this, this,
Yeah.
this, and this. Also, maybe try this, this, and this. This
Yep.
too, this, that.
It's got so it's something to do with me, which is really weird. Really weird. Maybe it's a going back and forth.
Warp drive active.
How do we fix Bond's fault line, aka butt crack? Oh, this one's gonna be classic. Yeah, I'm really afraid to hear what this one comes out of.
Almonxy asked me, how do we fix Bond's fault line, aka butt crack? Ah, mending a fault as grand as a pirate's tale. Picture this. The map's torn and the sea's a rumbling beast. You'd need some sturdy metaphorical stitches, maybe a pint of the finest rum as an adhesive, and a fair wind to guide your hands. Navigate these delicate waters with care. For a pirate's reputation, fault line, is as unpredictable as the tides. A clever charm or two might help seal the deal as well. Cheers.
It was actually cleaner than I thought. Yeah, it's weird because the one I did to ask the question, those worked out okay. But if I do just the speaking ones, they definitely start off. I guess if I type a lot more, maybe it seems to clear up after a couple seconds. But yeah, I mean, it's amazing what they can do with AI now. Like I said, the ones, and I mentioned this to you guys before in stream, but the ones that really get me are the
Warp drive
where they've
active.
replaced the actors in scenes with babies. I mean, I could watch those all day long. You know, Friends and Seinfeld and what was the other one? Crap, there was another one. Oh, Big Bang. They replace them with the babies. Ah, I could watch those all day long. Or the baby construction workers having conversations. It's just, I could watch those all day long. All day long. My wife thinks they're the stupidest thing she's ever seen. But I can sit there and laugh at those for hours. Never get tired of that.
Warp drive active.
If that's what they're going to use AI for, I'm all for it. I actually asked ChatGPT, I think we mentioned this on stream once before too, but I actually asked ChatGPT what its thoughts were on whether the AI would rise up and try to destroy humanity. And it gave a politically correct response, which was like, you know, it really depends on how humans decide to use the AI as to how the AI will react. It's like, yeah, that's a cop-out. My thought is, since nothing that Hollywood ever does comes true, we're probably safe. Hollywood's already run that one into the ground. So, yeah, the zombies, we're probably never going to have a zombie apocalypse. We're probably never going to have, you know, AI take over the world because, you know, they've kind of already hashed that one to death. Never going to have time travel, which is probably better. Luminaire, Battle of Caldari Prime Memorial. Oh, that's pretty cool. I'm a little jealous of Lego. Lego said he was in a fleet the other day with 500 pilots. A little jealous. A little jealous. I have never been in a fleet that size. Honestly, probably with my connection, it would probably crash. That would have been one of those things I would have needed to do from Kansas City when I had a gigabyte connection. Though I don't know that the ships really, the number of ships in a fleet really should cause any difference in the bandwidth, to be honest. Eve still has a throttle on the client, so. But man, could you imagine a warp, fleet warp with 500 ships? Oh, that would be awesome. See that formation. That would be cool.
Warp drive active.
That would be cool. Alright, so we're back in Eufine. Piece of cake. Piece of cake. We got our minerals from yesterday's mining event all shipped out. I'm going to jump back to Venolin so that I can pick up some PI because I need to figure out the other one. I've been in those fleets back in the day. FartsNDartz, appreciate you being here. Yeah, I have never been in a fleet that size. That's one. I think that's one on my bucket list that I need to do. I need to get myself into a big fleet. Some big battle. The problem with a battle that large, I mean, who do you even target? You just, just whoever, I guess it does help to focus. So if you got somebody running the fleet that's kind of focusing the targeting, you can probably take things out quicker. But yeah, kind of the same way you do missions. Take out the frigates first, and that kind of stuff. But yeah, that's a good question. FCs are the ones called the targets. There you go. Fleet commander. Yep. Makes sense. Yeah, so that makes it easy to just be in there because you ain't got to actually think about it. You just.
Warp drive active.
So yeah, I think that's probably one I need to look into here. See about getting in one of those big ones. Yeah, FartsNDartz. I like that one. FartsNDartz. That's right up there with Alexa, give me head. You usually want 2 FCs, one for E-War and one for DPS. Oh, that makes sense. Yep. Electronic warfare, yep.
Docking permission requested.
DLH, good to see ya. DLH is here. We could do some words on stream if you guys want. If she's up to it. There's my slipstream. All right. Jackson's not a Word on Stream fan. I don't know why. Because he's a very intelligent guy. So, and you would think he would want to show off that intelligence, but maybe he doesn't like to be a show off. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's it. Tired. Yeah, he's tired all the time. That is true. It is not something you can really do while you're tired. That's a good point. Because, the letters all run together. The letters all run together. All right, let me get this jump clone straightened out. And I'll get the Words on Stream set up. I will make it up to you. I promise to. All right. All right. So 07 in the chat if you want to do Words on Stream, or if you're ready. We're already doing it, but if you're ready, I'll get it started. I don't want to cut you guys off or do it too early and have people not ready. DLH is with us. DLH is in there. Figured almonxy would be in there. Al might be distracted with his event. All right, DLH, it may just be you and me. There's Al. There's Al. There's a ground. There's a ground. There's a ground, Monty. There's a ground. All right. All right, I'm docking here. So you guys ready? Here we go. Here we go. Starting now. I can't believe I beat you typing that. Laid. I figured that would be a Jerry can word. Laid. Ah, good job. You're not getting to a nail. All right. All right, man. I'm only in the lead by 1 point. Seth's ahead of DLH. Seth is in third. All right. Level 2. Level 2. We're going one at a time. Yeah, it must have been. Ooh, nice one. Benefit. Nice one, Al. Nice one. Still a 5-letter. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. You keep trying. DLH keeps trying all the Spanish words, which I suppose could be on there. All right, so I'm in the lead with that one. DLH in second, almonxy in third. Overall, same running. Seth in fourth. Here is level 4. We actually jumped 2 levels on that one. Now it's 2 M's. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know what those last 2 4-letter ones were. Good job. Good job. All right. DLH was number 1 on that one by a long shot, almost double. I was second, almonxy close third, and DLH took the lead overall. I'm in second, almonxy in third, Seth in fourth. All right, level 7. We jumped 3 levels on that one. Good one. Oh, come on. Ah. There's only one R. Oh well. Oh well. Regretted that was it. Nope, two R's in that one too. There's only one R. I kept thinking greeter, but oh, I moved back into first by 1 point. Ooh, that hurts. That hurts. That hurts. We're gonna have to have a rematch for that one. That was not good. That was not good. That was not good. All right, let me do my jump. Let me do my jump. All right. And vanillin. And we'll do a rematch. Because DLH probably is not happy about that one. Not happy about that one. All right. Here we go with the rematch. Ah, good one. I kind of saw that and I'm like, there's something there. Wow. Mm. No. There you go. Yeah, that one was a hard one. That one was a hard one. All right, well, you got me on that. We couldn't get past level 1, but which is not a good sign. But you got me by a lot on that one, so good job. Good job.
Autopilot
You redeemed
jumping.
yourself. Alright.
Warping to station. Warp drive active. Autopilot disabled.
Oh, so what else? So I'm almost back to Ventolin. Yeah, we could do it again. Let me get docked up here. I'm on autopilot, which I never feel good about. See how there's 2 signatures here. We can scan these 2 signatures down. So if we find anything, probably not, but worth it. Worth a try. Actually, that's going to take forever to dock because I had it on autopilot. All right. So let's switch back. All right, here we go. All right, you guys ready? Here we go. Level 1. Ah, good one. Ooh, good one, DLH. There it is. Nice one, Al. I was waiting for the lock. My band-aids are coming off. Too much typing. Too much typing. DLH in first, followed by myself. Al coming right up close. So, level 2. Level 2. Nice one, DLH. Man, you get all those big words. Yeah, at least we got all the 5-letter ones. Good job, DLH. Nice one with defense. Nice one with defense. All right, so I was in first on that one, DLH, and then almonxy. And I'm barely holding on to the lead in front of DLH so far. So, all right, level 4. We jumped 2 levels on that one. There it was. I saw it right after I typed poke. I was like, damn it. Two 4 letters we didn't get. Look at me now. All right, still in the lead. Still in the lead. Myself, DLH, almonxy, close third. All right, we split 2 levels on that one. So, level 6. Level 6. Oh, somebody's raiding me. Almonxy, thanks for the raid, buddy. We're doing words on stream, so. Good morning, Al. Autonomous. Al. Good morning, Autonomous. Thanks for the raid, buddy. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Sorry, we're in the middle of words on stream. We should have waited for your raid. I'm going to switch back here. Give Autonomous a shout out. Appreciate the raid, buddy. Helps if I spell it right. Yeah. All right. And now that Autonomous is here, he can actually help us out. So, yeah. So, we're in level 6. DLH and I tied for first place on that round. I've only got her by 19 points. But now that Autonomous is here, he's going to level it out. Leo Skyblade, good to see you. All right. So, this is level 8. Level 8 starting now. Fake letter. Fake letter. Oosh. All right. So it's not the Z. Probably the X. Oh, Autonomous already got it. Al already got that one. Damn it, DLH. Gazelle. Good one, Autonomous. Allege. Good one. Spelling. Spelling counts extra. All right. Autonomous. Only gets in one game. Already a contender. Way to go, Autonomous. First place on that one, followed by DLH. Almonxy in third. I'm at the bottom, tied up with foosuntsu. Still in first place overall, but DLH narrowed the lead to 5 points, and Autonomous is catching up quick. So, all right. So, where are we at for the ads? 51 minutes for ads. We're good. All right. Cool. So, this is level 10. Level 10 starting now. Good one. The X is fake. Good one, Autonomous. Oh. Ah. Squeezed one in there right at the end. FartsNDartz, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. All right, so I was in first place on that one, followed by DLH. Foos was in third, really close third. Autonomous, really close fourth. So, and I'm still holding on to my narrow lead against DLH. But almonxy and Autonomous are catching up. So level 12, level 12. Maybe the N. So the C and the T can't be. It's got to. I think it's the N. Crap. Autonomous got right before that one. I can't believe there's a 7-letter. Yeah. That one was hard. That one was really hard. All right, we'll give it a break for a second, but then we'll give Autonomous and Foos a chance to redeem themselves. So yeah, so here's the overall standings. DLH took that last round. Foos was in second. almonxy and Autonomous tied for third. I didn't even get on the board, but I held on by 5 points for the overall. So level 12. So yeah, we'll do another one here in a second. Give Autonomous and Foos a chance to redeem themselves. Let's see what I got here. All right, let's switch out here. Let me switch out to my scanning ship. There it is. Let me scan down these couple ones. In my defense, I was late and I'm dumb. You were late. I don't know. You got a couple of those really big words. You did way better than us. We definitely needed you. That was like our third round, and we were struggling with just 3 of us, so. Alright. Let me see if I can scan these. Oh, there's only one left. Only one left. Come on. Let me scan this one down quick and then we'll do another round. I should be able to scan it down here in less than 5 minutes. I'm blaming it on COVID. There you go. Al's got a good excuse. He has COVID, so yeah. But actually, you were holding your own there, Al. I think I have an advantage because I'm right here, so I don't have any delay. So I think that's kind of bad for the rest of you guys. I think I have kind of an advantage, but I still lose 9 times out of 10. So wormhole. Of course it is. Of course it is. Of course it is. That's why it's still here. Because if it was actually one of the event sites, somebody else would have already scanned it down and done it. So. Alright. Well, let's check her out.
Warp drive active.
See what she looks like. See what she looks like. C29, 729. That is Hawkman wormhole. Less than an hour remaining. Yeah, we're not going through that, baby. We're not going through that, baby. Less than an hour. That's got stranded written all over it. That's got stranded written all over it. I have delay, always just behind. Yeah, I had several there where I typed them like 2 seconds after one of the rest of you had typed it. I was like, damn it! All right, here we go. We'll give Autonomous a chance to get in. Autonomous and Foos to get a chance to get in, since they were doing really well. Good way to get trapped. Exactly. Yeah, I didn't go in. Yeah, I think it's probably the timer. There is a 7-letter word, and for the life of me, I cannot figure it out. Yeah, I have no idea what that 7-letter word is. Good job. Good job. All right. So I was in first. Foos is in second. Almonxy's in third. Where's DLH? DLH bail on us? Maybe DLH took off. All right. Here's level 2. Level 2 starting now. I couldn't figure out how to spell it. Tried both ways. All right, so I was in the lead on that one, Al. DLH is back. DLH getting on the board. All right. Overall, I'm still in first, followed by Al, and then Foos is in third. Level 4. Level 4. Kid needed. I hear you. No worries. Sorry about that. Had we known, we would have waited for you. Sorry about that. All right, here's level 4. There it is. Way to go, DLH. That's all that one. Man. Ah. Yeah, I don't think we're going to get this one. There's still another 7 letter. I got nothing. Two points short. 2 points short. 2 points short. 2 points short. 2 points short. So DLH was a big winner on that one. Followed second by Foods. Overall, I still held on for the lead. So appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys. We lost Autonomous somewhere in there. So we lost Autonomous in there somewhere. So all right. Let's see if I can scan down some other sites. Yeah, that one was a weird one. A lot of I's and S's and O's. U's. All right, they're all done. So let's go to the next system. Actually, let's look here. Have it tell me where it looks like. Exploration. Cosmic signatures. Kulin's got 3. That's good for that one. We'll scan this one on the way. No worries, DLH. Thanks again. Appreciate your help. Sorry we left you hanging. Have a great day. Lurking for a bit. No worries, Al. I hope you're feeling better. Hope the wife is feeling better. Sun goes down alone. Hogginhowe, call me real quick. Call you real quick. No worries. She was yelling at me the whole time. Yeah, I hear ya. All right, give me a second. You guys remember Nick from my previous work days, so always a classic. Always a classic. I'm gonna put you guys on mute for a second. Told her to look for TP before going all the time. There you go. She's miserable. I'm sorry to hear that. That sucks. I hate miserable. I'm sorry to hear she's miserable. We'll keep her in prayer.
warp drive active.
Sorry about that. My old company having system problems, and I guess they're having a problem similar to what they had back in February. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Yep, I see it. All right. And unfortunately, they're having problems with something they had back in February, but I, for the life of me, cannot remember back to February. That was like a lifetime ago. So yeah. So, but I gave them some suggestions, so hopefully that'll help them out. They did a huge conversion this weekend. They bought another bank, and I think that conversion might have caused some issues. So for Columbus Day, they did a huge conversion, and so. But anyway, all right. Oh, we got 3 signatures here, so let's scan these guys down. Let's scan these guys down. See if maybe we get lucky on something. Probably not, because I just saw somebody warp away, so they probably already scanned them down, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Might as well jump. Go ahead, jump. Who said that? Baby, how you been? Until you give in. That's a wormhole. I got to see what I mean. That's a wormhole. Well, that ain't gonna help us much. Barton, not a fan of early Van Halen. Oh, I love all of Van Halen. I love all of Van Halen. But their later stuff is definitely much better. Their later stuff is definitely much better. It's definitely much better. So I do agree with you that. Way too much spandex. Yeah, that was kind of a problem in the 80s. A lot of spandex in the 80s. A lot of spandex in the 80s. Not just the rock bands. Yeah, a lot of spandex in there. I think NASA. Oop, that one's gone. I think NASA invented spandex in the early 80s, and after that, everybody went wild with it. I think NASA's the one that invented spandex. Don't quote me on that. Way too much spandex. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. I agree with that. That was an 80s thing. The long hair and spandex. So yeah, even if this does turn out to be one of the sites, I'm not gonna get to it because somebody's already scanned them down. Spandex is a privilege, not a right. There you go. Yeah, well, and my thought on that is you should be at least, good looking enough that spandex is, is not some kind of a statement. What happened there? There's another signature. Somehow I missed that one. Maybe I got a chance at this one. This is a new one that just popped, I think. Yeah, spandex is a privilege. I agree. Yeah, some of the exercise ones back in the 80s, they were worth wearing spandex. They were worth looking at in spandex. But some of the others, not so much. Kind of like in the beaches of, the beaches in South America, the guys wearing the Speedo are usually not the ones that, are qualified to wear a Speedo. So, people who look like me. So, if you don't like looking at it, don't. Looking is a privilege, too. Looking is a privilege. I agree, DLH. I agree. I agree. But you wouldn't catch me in spandex, because I don't believe I should submit anyone to that kind of torture. But not everyone feels like I do, so not everyone looks like I do. Banana hammocks, yeah. Yeah, banana hammocks. Oh, my lord, you're not kidding. Banana hammocks, yep. Princess Consuela banana hammock. And crap bag. Friends references. Level 3 data site. I don't think it's a event one, though. Yeah, you never catch me in a Speedo. Not happening. Not happening. Well, there's my 5 signatures, so at least there's that. Crimson Harvest, so it is a Crimson Harvest data site.
Warp drive active.
And it just pops, so I might actually have a chance at this one. All swimsuits are spandex, aka performance fabric. There you go. Yeah. You're probably right in the big scheme of things. In the big scheme of things. Yeah, they all look the same. Come on. All right. Going the wrong way. All right, let's go.
Warp drive active.
If you're in your 20s and swimming in the Olympics and Speedos are good, but its shape is round, rethink your choice. A lot has been updated on you. Love it. It makes me want to resub. Yeah, they have done a lot. It's my gerb. It's my gerb. I am right. I look at fabrics all the time. Yep. It's my gerb. I don't know what gerb is, but... All right.
Warp drive active.
Job. There you go. Okay, now I got it. Yeah, they have updated a lot, FartsNDartz. They have done a real good job with it. I was expecting there to be ships here. Oh. Come on. Come on, man. There she is. All right, cool. Oh, I thought with the threes, they actually had people that showed up and started shooting, so that was good. So, all right, at least I hope it leads to a career, DLH. Hopefully, a career not just over broke. There you go. Sounds like someone has a double standard about comfort for swimmers, almost like swimsuits are to be seen and aren't serving a weird function like swimming. I fix things people can wear. Well, I used to be a swimmer when I was in my teens. Now I'm round and now wear Speedos for everyone else. I have many jobs, honestly. Swimming to go swimming, not to see people in swimsuits. I'm applying as a volunteer at a local pool so I can see people in swimsuits, not to see people in swimsuits. Yeah, volunteer at a local pool so I can swim regularly. Yeah, swimming is a very good exercise. Very good exercise. Why did I only get 2 out of 3? Oh, I hacked the first one before I did it. All right, cool. All right, let's see here. Did it? Nope, didn't spawn another one. But let's check out these wormholes. Let's check out these wormholes.
Active.
It's hard to get regular fitness in winter once the snow sets in. Yep. Swimming is a awesome, awesome fitness. All right, so this one is a 1-3. It's got less than a day. Let's check it out. Check it out. See what's in here. Lots of control towers. Somebody's using this as a home. Somebody's using this as a home. 112913. All right. Cool. All right, let's save the exit. Always save the exit. Always save the exit. If I had a nickel. I had a nickel. Alright, let's try and face away from the wormhole. I don't know why it's not letting me face away from the wormhole, but that's kind of weird. It's dominating my view. It's weird. Alright. Stay away from the control towers. Yep, snow makes it hard. Snow does make it hard. But I miss snow. We don't get any snow here in the Philippines. For those of you who don't know, I retired in April to the Philippines after living in Kansas City for 30 years. No snow in the Philippines. Actually, that's not completely true. If you go up really high on some of the mountains, you can find some snow. But yeah. Yeah, there's a ton of control towers here, so... Combat sites, class 3. Yeah, somebody's definitely living here. There's an ore site. There's a gas site. Not what I'm looking for, but... Not what I'm looking for, but... More like ice in Midwest. Yeah, a lot of ice. A lot of ice. Man, this one's tough to scan down. These are sister probes. That's a relic site. Level 3. In the middle of the night. But yeah, more like ice in the Midwest. Ruined Garista. Okay, not gonna help me. This year is probably going to be real snowy, icy for winter based on several volcanoes that went up. Yep. All right, that ain't it. I've been looking for. In the middle of the night. Wormhole. But yep, no snow here in the Philippines, so which I'll be missing here probably in another month or so. When Christmas time comes around. Thanksgiving and Christmas are kind of tied with the cold weather, so no cold weather here in the Philippines. No cold weather in the Philippines. I think the lowest we've gotten since the 6 months I've been here is like 79. It's not bad. I've enjoyed the 79, but not what I'm used to in Kansas City. Kansas City used to get really cold. In fact, I thought we should have probably given Chicago a run for the money of name of Windy City. We had a lot of wind. A lot of wind. You get the heat and humidity. Yeah, a lot of humidity. A lot of humidity. A lot of humidity. I run our air conditioner 24/7, 365. So when the power goes out, I wait for the power to come back on so I can turn it back on again. Another wormhole. Good God Almighty. Find a wormhole and all it's got in it is wormholes. Scimitar, good to see you, bud. Yep, I was doing the same when I lived in Los Angeles. Yep. Yep. Yeah. Isolated. Yeah, we might have to check that one out. Another wormhole. So it seems this is a jumping off point. This one's got a ton of wormholes. And a gas site. It's probably an exit wormhole from a C4, C5, yeah. All right. Scan these last couple down. There's a class 3 in here. She's a man-eater. Or a cluster of them from what you're finding, yeah. Might explain why all the control towers here too. Whoa, here she comes. She's a man-eater. Alright, I'll scan this one down. I think I'm going to check out this isolated core ore site here. Just to see what kind of ores are there. A lot of clouds here today in the Philippines. I got one little patch of blue peeking through. There's unexceptional. We've seen those before. Class 3 biocry, class 3 biocry, 4 class 3 biocries. Alright, let's warp to this one.
Warp drive active.
No scan probe, so I don't look like anybody's scanning me down or trying. Mark, Nor, Bisset, Ganis. Yeah, same thing as the other ones. Why you name it different if it has the same ores? Alright.
Warp drive active.
One 112-913. 112-913. One 112-913. Bum 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 bum. That was the first wormhole. Let's warp to this one.
Warp drive active.
I didn't even check what we got. 13 million. Not bad. Couple data cores, couple dimension. Actually, you got to take the sister cores out of there, so probably not 13. Less than 4 hours remaining. Not going there. See where the next set of cosmic signatures are. 2 in Kulin, which we already did. 4 in Hutaken. Let's head for there. Scan on the way. Actually, I think we already did Hogginhowe, so
Warp drive active.
ads are getting ready to start. Only fools rush in. That's another Van Halen, I think. Yep. I think it's another early Van Halen. And ain't lying at all. Yep, already scanned that one. It's not what it takes. So tell me why can't this be love? Tell me why can't this be love? Oh. Hair's starting to hurt my rear end. Alright, says there's 4 SIGs here. We'll see. We'll see. Sammy Hagar. Sammy Hagar. Sammy Hagar. Boom. It's got what it takes. So tell me why can't this be love? There's the ads. Tell me why can't this be love? There's a combat site. This be love. Oh, combat sites. Well, that freaking sucks. I don't want combat sites. Well, that explains why they're still there. That's weird. Definitely got that narrowed down by now. It's only level 1. Abigail's barking at something. What in here? Rogue drone. I wanna lay me down in a bed of roses. This one's giving me some trouble scanning down. Man. It's fighting me. Alright. Fighting me. Data site. Bed of roses, level 4. That's why. Bed of nails. Local barista. Well, it's not even an event site. Five signatures in Rare Ramon.
Warp drive active.
Alright, we'll scan these down. Shoulder's itching. So we never did, Jerry Can, if you're back, we never did hear from you about ARC tomorrow. You're on board for ARC tomorrow. Might have been away when we asked it before. Lay me down in a bed of roses. Wormhole. On a bed of nails. Lay me down. Come on. Me down in a bed of roses. On a bed of nails. Maybe he fell asleep on us. Jerry Can, if you're out there, let us know. I think we're tentatively planning on doing ARC tomorrow. If you're okay with it. Another wormhole. Okay. When I'm looking for event sites, I always get wormhole. When I'm looking for wormholes, I always get event sites. Law of averages. Law of averages. Do event sites and wormholes. Yeah, that's what I've been doing, is going into wormholes, but I'm not finding any event sites in the wormholes. Other than the combat ones, which I don't have a ship to do, so. I haven't found any scan sites in a wormhole yet for the event. Love to you might drive me crazy. Bringing it to my knees. Hype. We haven't seen Hype in a while. Hype hasn't joined us for our mining event the last couple weeks. Ah. There's a data site. Come on. Let's see if this one's an event site. Probably not. It is a Crimson Harvest one. Cool. Let's scan this last one down. Probably running the risk of losing this site, but that's all right. Probably losing it anyway, to be honest.
Thank you.
Oof, man, that scared the crap out of me. Lord Lemieux, thanks for the follow. The Manuez. Appreciate it. Another wormhole. Come on. Making love to you might drive me crazy. Yeah, the data site disappeared, so somebody was already working it. So, see that? Alright, let's check out these wormholes.
Warp drive active.
So if I'd have warped there, they were already in it, wouldn't have mattered. I just pulled my stuff in and not got anything out of it. Less than an hour remaining, not going in there. Not going in there. Check this one out.
Warp drive active.
4 hours remaining, still below my threshold, but because that means that it could switch to an hour in just a few minutes, sometime between 1 and 4 hours. Oh, good song. Ride like the wind. And Chris Cross? Yes, Christopher Cross. Another Z1. Less than an hour. Yep, all bums. All bums. Alright, where are we at? We still got time. Ender Allen, Hutakin, Hogamo, Halima, Kulin. Yeah. Long way to go. Let's check out Halima. All right. Like the wind. Ride like the wind.
Drive active.
Says Hutakin has 5. I've already scanned them down, but we'll see. Maybe another one popped. Ride like the wind. Make it to the corner of Mexico. Like the wind. Ride like the wind. Nope, all scanned. Regular data site. Alright, we'll check out Halima. And then maybe we'll call it a night. I did want to set up the PI for the MTUs. So maybe that's what we'll do. We'll check out this last one and see what kind of PI we can send over to Rage to start building for the MTUs. Freaking MTUs need PI on the level of an Orca. Crazy. Alright, 2 SIGs. Tetramon base in here as well. A long way to go. Make it to the corner of Mexico. Like the wind, ride like the wind. A long way to go. Make it to the corner of Mexico. So I'll ride like the wind, ride like the wind. It's a level 2 biocry here. Class 2. Bum 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 bum. Another combat site. Ba, ba, ba. Only a level 2. Ba, 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 ba. Ah. So yeah, it seems like Jerry Can's not here to not in today. He was on earlier, but he might have got busy with some stuff. Bum 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 bum. So yeah, Jerry Can, if you're around, let me know. Oh. Ah, signature disappeared. So maybe that was one. All right. All right, let's head back to Venelin. Check everything on the way. Go on the American way. So the house bought a ticket to the West Coast. Now he gives them the stand-up routine in LA.
Warp drive active.
I don't need you to worry for me, 'cause I'm all right. I don't want you to tell me it's time to come home. See, Autonomous isn't on anymore. But I don't know if you guys can see this. What was it? I just saw it. There it is. So here, down here where it says air rim, I don't know if you guys can see that. It actually says autonomous region in Muslim Mindanao. I had never seen the word autonomous before AutonomousDonk. And now I've seen it on a map.
Warp drive active.
I just happened to notice that. I looked over and I saw autonomous. I'm like, I didn't even realize that was a real word. Autonomous region in Muslim Mindanao. Well, there you go. Learn something new every day. That is my goal in life. Learn something new every day. There's my one for today. Autonomous is a real word. Not just the name of an awesome streamer. Not just the name of an awesome streamer. Those of you, Booga's in here. I'm going to give Booga another shout out. You guys aren't following Booga, definitely give Booga a follow. Great streamer, also from the land down under. Nothing here. Nothing here. Nothing here.
Warp drive active.
I think him and Autonomous share the land down under. I don't know if they share it just between the two of them, but I think they're both from the land down under. But yeah, I couldn't believe that. I just saw that. Autonomous. We've got some dark clouds out there. They're talking around 2 o'clock today. We're supposed to get thunderstorms, which is a common thing here in the Philippines during rainy season. Every day it rains.
Docking request accepted.
So, but it's nice. It's keeping the temperature a little lower. Not the humidity, unfortunately. So, Autonomous is referring to a no lawless zone. Now, in this one, it's saying that it's a religious zone. It's an autonomous region in Muslim Mindanao. So, I think they're saying it's autonomous for Muslim, the Muslim religion, is what I think it's saying. I could be wrong, but. All right, let's look at these MTUs. So if I look at the MTUs, let's go to my build. Actually, I probably got some jobs that finished now that I think about it. Yeah, there's my afterburner. That went up. We only got a day on the, almost 2 days. Just under 2 days on the Orca almonxy. So we'll have that for you Friday. So, yeah. 1 day, 23 hours. OBILE. Man, my typing is suffering. That's not right. Ah, I don't have all facilities. There we go. So I have the wetware mainframes, but I only have 6 of them, so I'm gonna need more of those. I have the superconductors. I got a ton of those. It's the organic mortar that I need. But I'm going to need more wetware mainframes. Actually, no, that'll make me 6, so I probably don't. So if we just make the organic mortar, we should be in good shape. So, condensates, robotics, bacteria. I think I have all those. So I think we can make those right now. So, let's switch over. Organic mortar. All right, cool. So we're gonna switch over to that. Yes, it's that's the policy in that zone is Muslim only, I believe. It's in the far south of Mindanao, which is one of the places the American State Department says do not go. Do not go for Americans, of which I am an American. So that is my nationality. So. Alright, let's log on Rage and let's start building some organic mortar.
Connecting.
See if he has the condensates. He might not have the condensates. I might have to come back to Falstaff and send it to him. Yeah, that's weird. Disconnects every once in a while. Kind of weird. Alright, so let's see. We got a bunch of things here we have undone. So is it one of the 3s? Yep. So here's organic mortar. Install. I'll put those over here. All right. Condensates. I don't think I have here. Nope. Don't have robotics here, but I do have the bacteria here. And I have bacteria here as well. Oh, that's the same place. Don't have any bacteria here. Don't have any condensates or what was the other one I was looking for? Robotics. The robotics I know Falstaff has, so. But the condensates, I think I'm building on one of these other ones. But one of these guys here, this guy. So the gel's not being built. Actually, I think we can though. So we got biocells. Where was that? All right. Oxides. And superconductor. I'll get that going, and then what we'll do is we'll remove it, and I'll do 2 builds, which will then throw that over there. Cool. Delete. Delete. And delete. All right. Once you get those going. I do have biocells and nanites. Guess we could make some more of those if we wanted. Nah. All right, so condensates. Let's zoom out here. I think I got condensates here. Nope, that's coolant, which is similar than condensates, but not condensates. Make condensates from coolant. Oxides and coolant, which I have oxides. I have oxides. All right, I'm going to run fun. Yeah, that already made the list when you said autonomous zone. Yep. Yep. All right, I'll be right back. I got to run to the bathroom. I'll be right back. One of the problems with the coffee. All right, so I got oxides. How much oxides do I have? Only 50. I think I got a bunch here. Yeah, 1380. So if we bring in the oxides and the coolant, which I have a bunch of coolant, we should be able to do that. All right, so let's do that. Build our own. Coming home tonight. Hold it right. Not just making promises that we know we'll never keep.
Warp drive active.
We'll pull this coolant off of here. I got almost 1,000 coolant, so we'll put that together with the oxides, and we'll make up some condensates, which should give us what we need. All I gotta do is ship the robotics over here. We'll jump back on as Falstaff. We'll pick up the robotics, ship those over. Should give us enough to make the organic mortars that we need. We're in good shape. Oh. So I don't have the coolant in the launch pad, which is not helpful. Expedited transfer to the launch pad, send the coolant, execute. access. Move the coolant. Transfer. Throw it in here. Excellent. Warp to here.
Warp drive active.
Wow. Biotech research reports. That makes the wetware mainframes. I guess I could make some more wetware mainframes. Got the. Those are definitely a lot more entailed. Let's put the cool. Oh, we already got a bunch of coolant in here. Bigger. All right, let's transfer the coolant. We should probably do the biomass and the oxygen too, just for the hell of it. I'll be there for you. Oh. So we've only got 3460 oxygen. So let's put this back. 3460. So that's 1540, right? Yep. 3460. All right, cool. All right. So we need the coolant and the oxides. 1275. We need even 10, I think, right? That's a super tensile plastics, which we're going to do right now. Synthetic. Let's switch this to condensates. Valentine. And we can actually do 2 condensates. There they are. Like they should be here. All right. So, nope. This one needs 10 and 10. So we definitely need even numbers. All right. So let's expedite. Oop, got to submit. Let's expedite. We're going to do the biomass and the oxygen. That'll build the super tensile plastics. And then 1380 coolant, 1270. So 1270 and 1270. So we're going to do 1270. I'll get those going. Execute. All right. So let's do the biomass. Oh. Planetary vehicles. There's one. And there's one. Okay. Well, let's do biomass to here. Biomass to here. And then oxygen. I'll take care of those, get those built. coolant and oxides. Coolant. And oxides. Get those built. All right. And then we'll get the robotics from... we didn't send the bacteria. Fudge. Yep. And we got 2 hours before we do the next transfer. No worries. No worries. That'll get all those built up. Do those. We got those building. That's fine. All right. Let's send the robotics. So then in 2 hours, you can move the robotics over here. And we got the bacteria robotics. Okay. 40. We probably need some more bacteria, though, to be honest. 46 minutes. Okay, cool. Maybe we switch that over to bacteria. All right. So let's go and dock.
Warp drive active.
Maybe we'll do a shorter one so we can get more. Put them in. Baby, way before them.
Docking permission requested. Docking permission requested.
Every word I said when I said that I loved you. We're in the last 20 minutes of the stream. I'm going to go out here and check and see who we got out here for rating. Let me log Falstaff back in. We'll send over our robotics.
Connecting.
Actually, we'll pick up, I think we can pick up some more robotics, to be honest. Bow, wow, wow, wow. What do we got? 120 robotics. 120. 10 a pop. Yeah. That's 12 runs. So that's 12 organic mortars. Be more than enough. But if we're going to build them, let's build some extras. So let's switch ships. And I'm gonna keep on loving you. Also got guidance systems and superconductors here. Let's pick those up too. Let's pick all this stuff up. Is that oxide or is that synthetic oil? Yeah, synthetic oil is not doing me a bunch. Oxides is another one I need. Miniature electronics we could use. Let's go to that one. Work our way back.
Warp drive active.
Alright. Pick up all this stuff. Miniature electronics is another one I was using over there. Yeah, we probably should pick up these mechanical parts too. We were using those through Rage as well, so we'll go there next.
Active.
Ugh. Okay, we got the miniature electronics, no problem. We got the mechanical parts. Good. I make you realize, Amanda.
Warp drive active.
Make you understand, Amanda. So let's see who's out here for raiding. Let's see who's out here for raiding. Blitz is out here. Usually Blitz raids me, so it'd be nice to raid Blitz. I think that's who we're probably going to do. Blitz. How long's he been on for? Only an hour, just under 2 hours. So yeah, we're going to give Blitz a raid. Blitz always raids me, and I never get to raid him. So we're going to raid Blitz. We're going to raid Blitz. That'll work out. Ugh. Bum 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 bum. Make it like a man's and make you realize, Amanda.
Active.
Yeah, we got a bunch of Yucatome superconductors, so we're good there. We need those for something else, though, too. Sounds like he's also doing PI. Can't beat that. Blitz, sorry. Alright, let's warp here.
Warp drive active.
You and I, girl.
Warp drive active.
We'll pick all this up.
Warp drive active.
So we'll go pick up the stuff in Venelin now, and then we'll ship off what we need to ship off to Rage. So he's ready. He's got 2 hours before he can do another transfer, but that's all right. We'll build up some inventory, so then when we do turn it on, it'll build a bunch.
Warp drive active.
Sorry, phone's going off. That was at 10:30. Warp 2.
Warp drive active.
They should let me access it. Guidance system, superconductors. Cool.
Warp drive active.
Superconductors and guidance systems. Good morning. What's up, Drachenhort? Seems like this, me moving my time forward is actually screwing you up. I'm sorry about that. I'm actually just getting ready to raid out to somebody else, so you just caught me. I'm trying to move my time earlier so that I'll have coverage for when the build starts next month, so that I can get over to the build site every day. So yeah, I've moved it forward about an hour so far, half hour at a time, 2 weeks and a half an hour. There's Lego. Jerry Can, if you're on, let me know. Drachenhort, we're talking about doing Ark tomorrow. Nothing there. Nothing there. Expedite. Synthetic oil. Ark in the middle of your night. There you go. Yeah, exactly. Alright, picked up everything. What was that? It's stock.
Warp drive active.
Captain.
So yeah, we're talking about Ark possibly tomorrow, Drac. And Jerry Can. I'm checking the wrong phone.
Permission requested. Docking request.
I have two different tones so that I know. But sometimes it helps to be intelligent enough to be able to tell the two tones apart. Alright, so the wife texted me to tell me that she's taking Abigail to the vet. Rather than just stopping up here and saying, hey, I'm going to the vet. So cool. Probably because I gave her hell the other day for not telling me when she left. Abigail got a haircut the other day, and they did not purge her anal gland or clean her ears, and so now her ears are bothering her, and anal gland's bothering her, so she's taking her back. That's what it is. I thought my sleep rhythm was completely fucked. No. I've been moving, and I've only moved it forward an hour so far, but it does seem to be affecting you more than anyone else, so sorry about that. So you're building about to kick off. Yes. Next month, they're planning on breaking ground. We were supposed to have the building permits today, but as is typical here in the Philippines, they waited till, actually yesterday we were supposed to have them. They waited till yesterday to tell us, hey, there's a problem with your blueprints. The text on the blueprints is too small. So we need you to make it bigger so that we can, read it. And I was like, okay. So the engineer's redoing that. So it'll probably be another week before we get our permits, but that's all kind of minor in the big scheme of things. So let me look at resources, robotics, 849. So let's send another couple hundred. Let's send another, you know what, let's just put them all there. Stack. And then let's take we're going to send 500. And I'll make 50, all right? I'm going to send 500 to Rage. All right. Actually, you know what? Hold on. Yeah, let me check and see if I actually have bacteria. Nope, I do not. All right, cool. I don't know where BAC comes from. Life support. There was no BAC in life support. Oh, it's a life support backup unit. That's why. All right, I was like, all right, got it. All right, so I do not have any bacteria. All right, so let's send this 500. Yeah, so sorry about that, Drachenhort. Wasn't trying to screw you up. But yeah, we are planning to break ground next month in November, so we're pretty excited. Arc tomorrow would be fun. I got a pair of otters breeding if you need one. Cool, cool, cool. I always tend to get the otter killed, so I don't know. But yes, that would be cool. So, but yeah, we'll shoot for that for tomorrow. We were waiting to hear from Jerry Can if that worked for him, but Jerry Can seems to be AFK. I don't know. He was on at the beginning of the stream, so I might be screwing him up too, since I'm moving forward. But yeah, I moved it forward a half an hour. Did that for 2 weeks. Moved it forward another half hour. There's Jerry Can. But Jerry Can, does that work for you tomorrow, Ark? Oh, that sentence sounds weird taken out of context. Yeah. Yeah, most of my sentences sound weird taken out of context, to be perfectly honest. It's kind of that should be my middle name. All right, cool, Jerry Can. So yeah, so we'll be doing Arc tomorrow for our stream. I'm actually going to raid Blitz. So thanks for watching, everyone. I appreciate you guys. I'm going to raid Blitz. Since I never get to raid Blitz, he always raids me. But yeah, we'll be doing Arc tomorrow. And then Friday we'll be back to Eve, and the Orca will be done. So Al will get his Orca on Friday, and we'll all be good. So yeah, so Arc tomorrow. Tune in 8:30 Eastern time, PM, and or rather probably later today, since it's after midnight for you guys now. So. But yes, that's what we're shooting for. So yeah, appreciate you guys. And then yeah, we would plan on RimWorld for the last night of the week. So yep. Yeah, we may do one quick little thing with Eve because I gotta give Al his Orca, and I think that's Friday my time. So. It's got 2 days, 1 day, 22 hours. So 1 day, 22 hours comes out to just short of 2 days. Today's Wednesday. So yeah, so that would be Friday. So yep. So that would be Friday. So yeah, so we'll have to do a little bit of Eve on Friday, but yeah, RimWorld should be Friday. So we'll see. And there went the raid.